Mic check one more time. Okay. Good evening, guys. Ken at Tortoise Capital, nightly strategy podcast for November 22nd, 2023. Happy Thanksgiving. Start with the hybrid swing portfolio, 30-minute charts. Stand by. All right, so this is 30-minute charts. That's a 3, starting with Alcoa. This yellow box represents today's trade. That's the 5-day range. This blue line is the 10-day high, and so forth. No trade in Alcoa today. AI took the PSAR flip intraday, standard risk, fractional gain. Amazon took the gap and go. It cleared the Bollinger Band main, so I put a standard risk on it. It rocketed straight up and then held this price level at 147 all day. When it caught the edge of the dragon skin just above the VWAP, I took the exit for 2R. Caterpillar, this was a large gap down. I missed the sell-off. It took a 1-2-3 entry, standard risk. In the afternoon when it started to bail, I bailed at 1R. Cliff took the collapsing dragon short for a fraction. CVS Pharmacy, PSAR flip, SSC, 1R, closed near the end of the day. Disney, no trade. Dish, no trade. Took the, and Devon Energy took the 1-2-3 entry late morning at the edge of the dragon after the RL10s reversed. Took a standard risk to the low of the day, cashed 1R in the afternoon. It drifted higher. Electronic Arts. This was a exit at the PSAR for a what was a 3-day swing, which earned 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6R over 3 days. That was a nice. It ended up coming all the way back into the Bollinger Band main. That was about as orderly a Kata 2 as you could want. Perfect swing. Emerging markets, tried the collapsing dragon short, never really collapsed, closed out at the end of the day for nothing. Ethereum, 1R for PSAR flip. Mexico, no trade. Brazil, no trade. Intel, tried the PSAR flip and the Kata 2, but it went nowhere. IP took the PSAR flip. It gave us an R. Real estate, no trade. Coca-Cola. We're in the second day of that swing that started here as an emerging dragon. This was really a why not kind of an entry. And it's just working, and it held nicely at about 4R. Have a little cushion for the weekend, or for the holiday. Regional banks, we covered the short on the gap up. Scratched the Mattel. This was a gap up and go, and for a while it was an R in hand, and then escaped with her life for a scratch, and then missed the afternoon run up, so it missed the re-entry. McDonald's, this is the third day of that Kata 2 re-entry, and that's holding about 6R and feels really good. My stop is at the Bollinger Band main. Merck, continuation re-entry on the collapsing dragon, gave about half an R. Exited after the RL10 reversed to the upside, then we took the dragon skin exit. Microsoft. This was a gap up and intraday reversal. So it gapped to here, sold off, started to reverse up. It was north of the dragon and the Bollinger Band main. So just speculated into it, and it gave about a third of an R. Marijuana, no trade. Nvidia, this was a gap collapse below the collapsing dragon. Short, gave back a lot on this one. Gave back 2/3 of the trade to cash one at the skin of the dragon. Clean energy, no trade. Rivian, we covered the short at the PSAR flip for about 2R. The S&P was just sideways holiday, same with treasuries. Tesla, we exited the long from yesterday on a failure for a scratch. Then the bottom fell out of it, so initiated a short with the same risk box, and then took 1R exit at the edge of the dragon. Walmart, no trade, and U.S. Steel took a caught a 2 gap up and go, and got about half an R and then missed the afternoon trade. Kind of a quiet sideways day mostly for the market. All right, we'll shift over to sniper trades of the day for 3-minute charts. Here's the opening range 3. It gapped up to here, then sold off, came back to here, and it opened here, sold off, opened here, sold off. That's where we took it short on that that VWAP had rolled over. This whole thing felt like it rolled over, so we got short there, and that's the standard risk box on this rascal, and it's above the VWAP, so that just felt like a natural place. After 8 bars, it went nowhere and crossed the VWAP, so I exited for a half an hour loss. It broke through, the RL10 broke above the dragon. Broke the PSAR. That creates an emerging dragon in my mind. Standard risk down to the Bollinger Band mean. There's the RL10. I take the dragon skin exit for about maybe 2R. Caught a 2. For about an R. PSAR exit. The R10 rolls over. PSAR exit for an R. So about 3R minus a half for the day. That was in Ethereum. This one, there's an OR3 short. Stop and reverse 1R, a minus 1R, I should say. The thing just rockets to the top. Ooh. So we lose one gained 2, so that's a net 1. Caught a 2 re-entry for a scratch. Collapsing dragon short when it crosses, well, actually this caught a 2 short when it crosses the Bollinger Band mean for an R. Scratch, scratch. Oh, I'm sorry, mate. Let me slow down. So that's a scratch. This crossed the Bollinger Band mean, so I got short here, standard risk for 1R. This is the caught a 2 down. That scratches. That stops and reverses. That exits here, re-enters here, and then cashes. So it's as if that doesn't happen, and that's plus 1, 0, 1, 0, 2, minus 1. So that scratches. So that's plus 3. Just numbers. This one is a OR3, gets short. I tried to scratch it, lost a fraction. I buy it when the RL10 crosses the dragon. Same risk box. Should be at no lose by this time. And a couple scratch later. Couple scratches with a plus 1, plus 3. So that's about total of plus 3. That's in IP, International Paper. So kind of a grinding day altogether. Day before the holidays, low volume, not a surprise. All right, let's look at the traders. Oops. Collapsing dragon. There's the risk box. Exits here. Minus 0.4. I think that's a stop and reverse. I might look at the, if you're using the same logic, maybe that's your an exit here instead of here. That's a reasonable exit. You're following the PSAR. This I treat as a collapsing dragon. Here's the risk box. This gets out at a scratch. This is the re-entry. This is the PSAR. So this re-entry exits at the PSAR. So that profit preservation, which scratched that trade, cost you that much. This re-entry I like. Maybe the exit on your logic should be 1 bar earlier. Is that an SSC? Yeah, right in the middle of the river. So I don't know if I take that one. With this big trend downward, I do like this short, and it just didn't follow through. So you got out of it at the PSAR flip. That's still pretty good all the way through. This is the only one that this one. This is the only one that I might question, because I don't think that's a harsh winter, because you're stuck right in the middle of the Red River, and it's all sideways. Whereas this one, I think, because you're at the end of a harsh winter and now you're outside of the Red River, that's why I think this is actually a better entry. And then when that doesn't follow through, that's why I kind of like this entry. Because your trend is down and it's a collapsing dragon, it just doesn't fail. And maybe it's the holiday season and not much volatility in this at all. So it just wasn't moving. All right, so this is Kevin. OR3 entry long, cuts it, re-enters. If this was a reason to get out, maybe that's a reason to get out too at the skin of the dragon. And then this could be your short instead of this. Then when that doesn't work and the R10 reverses, then I think maybe your exit is here and not there. It should be not later than this, because then this is actually a reasonable entry on the long side. And then if your stop is here, and that's your risk box, that never gets hit all day. And then instead of 5 trades, you got maybe 1 trade up to here. Of course, this would have tempted you to get out, and then you'd have tempted to get back in. So just relax more. Trust the PSAR. Let's see. This, with the rising RL30, that makes this in here a reasonable Kata 2 entry. This becomes the emerging dragon. And so the emerging dragon causes you to miss out on that much opportunity. It keeps the same stop, whether it's here or here. This if you're using the bottom of the dragon to get out, there if you're using the bottom of the PSAR. And then when the R10 rolls over, maybe take the exit at the skin of the dragon. Still, that's pretty good. I mean, you probably would have gotten filled there. This is an aggressive short, but you did not get out in the noise. You allowed yourself to get the move. I think from about here on, this is starting to feel pretty choppy because it's in the day before the holidays. And there's not much left. But that just means you don't win or lose much. But it would have saved you minus 0.6. So knowing the day of the week might be of some help there. Let's see, Brazil. This I think is I typically take that short. If this fails immediately out of the OR3, I typically take that short because this is not a pattern. And then your stop is here, and then that never gets hit all day. Then your short would have probably been to here. That's a reasonable collapsing dragon. I think the exit should be here. No harm, no foul. This is a great read on the collapsing dragon and a great exit. I like this as your entry. You know, I think this is. I think staying out of that trade in here, waiting for confirmation, is reasonable. Then this, after that many bars sideways, it feels tempting to take that as an exit, especially late in the day, and this is all sideways chomp. This happened pretty quick. Let's take a fraction, you stayed out of the chop. Reasonable. Oh. Yeah, I guess I understand this exit. You know, that's a collapsing dragon short. Scratch. This was tempting. You got a downward sloping river, downward sloping VWAP, a collapsing dragon. That's all follow through. That's what a trending move looks like. There's an OR3. There is a crossing of the VWAP and a PSAR flip. There's an opportunity there. Good scratch. Yeah, mostly a sideways choppy day today. Let's be prepped for Friday. Market held pretty well at the top of this little quiet holiday session. Not much to see. Still in great shape relative strength-wise. Volatility is favoring sharp breakouts next week. Wouldn't read too much into the Dow and the ETFs. Mostly dominated by summer, not a surprise. I think I would be looking at this chart to show where your strength and your follow-through on Friday, your default might be. Those four. And then in the ETFs, diamonds feel pretty good. Nice conservative bet right there. Yeah. I like XLK, to be honest. That's your old school tech. Yeah, this is the holiday satisfaction move right in here. Everybody just hoping to chill out at home. You know I am. Come on. Not responding. Mouse not responding. Okay. And I think that's everything. Slight upward bias. The RL30 slope is abnormally good. The 90 is following through, pointing the way to the upside. We'll see what Friday brings. I think Friday's just a tactical day for trading. I wouldn't read a lot into it. It's a holiday. It's the last day of the week. I think I would be judicious and think about taking a day off. I'll be trading it, but taking a day off wouldn't be dumb. All right, take good care, guys. That's everything for today. We'll get this published and posted.